What's up, y'all? It's me, Rhonda. What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda, and I'm back to talk about. What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm gonna need you while you're here, and I'm welcoming you in and everything. I'm gonna need you to go ahead, hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button also too as well. And let's talk about some things. I really enjoy getting down with y'all in the comments. This is an interesting conversation to be had. It ain't really about no TV show, no reality show, or nothing like that. These interviews been interviewing, though. Um, Jennifer, Carlos getting all the interviews. I mean, people feel one way about him. I think Carlos is messy little thing, but all of them people in that crew is messy. So, although he's messy, he ain't messy by his damn self. But he did an interview with Jennifer Williams and her new man. I don't know if they married, fiance still, or what the fuck's happening over there. Ooh, child, what the heck is happening over there with that? I might touch on it a little bit, but today I'm here to talk about Cam Newton and Dr. What's her name? Cheyenne Bryant. I am not familiar with Dr. Cheyenne. This was my first time. Well, maybe I've seen her before because she says she was over there working on Teen Mom, and I've been watching Teen Mom. I think I might come back and talk about that. Um, anyway, yeah, I think I'll talk about Teen Mom. I don't know. I just got like this immediate exhaustion with the thought of sometimes, trying to keep up and watch shit and then review it. I've just really been caught up in enjoying my shows and not talking about them so much. But we back on track over here. Breathe. Anyway, Cam, Cheyenne, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I did not know who she was. I check out Cam's reviews, interviews, podcasts. Is this a podcast? Bloggers and YouTubers and podcasters and I don't know what to define this as. Probably none of those things just yet. But when I get all these numbers, I'm gonna give myself a executive title. I feel like it's levels to the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm just YouTuber, content creator. I don't know blogging and all of that shit. I feel like it seems to not have a very positive association. So I don't know about being no blogger. I'm okay with YouTuber. Look, I'm way off track. Cam and Dr. Bryant were over here having an interview. And I was like, Cam probably should he should stick to doing interviews with people like Krayshawn and Brittany Renner, where he can talk about like how this lady over here wants to discuss how she smashed 37 different niggas or something. And Krayshawn, I don't know what she was doing, dropping liquor on the carpet. But he needed to keep it remedial because I feel like he was definitely not prepared for this conversation that he had over here with this lady. And I don't know what she's known for because, like I said, I just met her. So, she's this relationship lady. She has some very well thought out answers for that ass. I don't know what Cam be doing over there necessarily in his funny little hats and his tight pants and his thick old thighs. He be trying to distract girls or people. I don't know. I'm gonna pay attention. Was he sitting like that when Kurt Franklin was over there? Cam is 6'5". I don't know. I would personally, he's very young. I just kind of want to like see what it looked like in real life. Just, for um content creative purposes. So I could come back and discuss about it. That's nasty. Never mind. Scratch all that. I didn't say any of that. All I'm saying is what he was not doing was sounding very intelligent over here. Cam, did you come over here, bring this lady over here to try to outsmart her and try to make her fall into some type of trap you were trying to set for explaining why you over there with 8 kids and 3 baby mamas is not broken homes? Child. He gave me a whole damn headache. Cam set up there and said to this lady, after, he does his very Shannon Sharp like introduction. And this lady over here, I'm sure, deserves her accolades. So, as he should, give her her introduction. And then he said he was doing his research about her on Wikipedia. And I'm like, why? I thought the people said that Wikipedia was not that accurate. Like every time I go to Wikipedia, I feel like I gotta go somewhere to verify the things that I just read as to whether it's accurate or not. So I don't fool with Wikipedia. I just go ahead and do the actual research. Cam Newton. Her Wikipedia wasn't there, but he said to this lady, "Oh, well, I really want to get deep with you because he's so deep. When you deep, you be saying things like what it is, what it was, one love, one finger, one thumb. That's what's up. That's what you say when you deep." He asked the lady where she's from. She broke it on down. She Wikipedia his ass. Everything he was looking up, she broke it on down. She gave him the whole setup. And I was sitting there like, oh, okay, wow, that's interesting. It's an interesting story. You know, she's a good storyteller. So I'm like, I don't know this lady. She's very beautiful and she seems to be very smart. And so we go sit here and listen to what she had to say. When she was finished articulating very clearly to this young man the things that he said he was looking for, his response was, I just asked you one question. And I was like, no, actually, you didn't. Like, this is what you did. You told the lady you wanted the breakdown and get deep with her and where she's from. And she broke it down and got deep with you and said where she was from. Knucklehead ass nigga. And I'm like, why is he combative with the lady? She just, got here. This is how you treat your guests. You wasn't doing this to Brittany Renner when she was sitting on the table going, and I mean, no offense to her girl. I guess that's how, your brand. I seen her the other day with, I don't know what the proper name is for it. So I'm going to sit up here and say the wrong thing. But it was giving very much Muslim. And I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, that's quite a switch. But if you want to sit up here in front of Shannon Sharp and Cam Newton and tell them how you slept with 35 niggas, maybe you should calm down. Switch it on over to whatever it is you're doing now. Anyway, this ain't about her. I was feeling like that was rude. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with him? But as she talked more and I got to know her better, I was like, oh, he's over here trying to like guide her to a place to try to make him in the end seem like he's this great father. And he just might be, but she's very low functioning. And that's a big part of the conversation, whether we high value or low value, or high functioning or low functioning. What are we really that simple that we need to break things down that, you know, are you a good person or not? And I feel like you were born with a conscience and you know when you're doing the right thing and you know when you're not doing the right thing. And somehow I feel like you, Nick Cannon, she did an interview with Nick Cannon. I haven't watched it. I'm going to watch it and then I'll decide if I want to come back and talk about it. But y'all over here having all these freaking babies trying to pretend like I can have a bunch of babies with a bunch of different women and, and it's just all gravy because I'm rich and what? That makes me a great father. Ciao. He was giving me a headache. I want to slap his ass off that chair. He's trying to break down relationships. He seems to talk about that a lot. Like him and Erica Mena had a relationship conversation, and I was like, I cannot. I don't feel like I wanted to sit here and listen to those two discuss relationships because one thing you do know, neither one of y'all have that mastered. So I don't see no reason why I need to be over here listening to y'all's version of what a relationship should, look like. But he wants to ask this lady, has she ever, based on her upbringing, of having this, father that she said her father went to jail and then he came home, and was very much a part of her life, turned his life around to be a good father. Her mother was drug addicted. She's also turned her life around. So in the end, even though her childhood was very traumatic, which explains a lot of her energy. But hey, she has had to deal with some things that probably a lot of children have to deal with, honestly. Anyway, he just took it upon himself to decide that she didn't have any positive role models to emulate, or, is there any couple that you look at that, you're like, that's them. This is what I want my relationship to be. Something that you want to emulate, for yourself. And she was like, yeah, no, I don't really be doing that. I emulate myself. That's what I do. I don't want to be over here trying to have couples goals, basically, is what she was saying. You don't know what people really be dealing with on the inside of their house. So don't be wishing that you have what somebody else had. I'll just take what's meant for me. That's basically what she said in a nutshell.
For anything externally to idolize when I have myself in God and I know that who my husband is, I will feel it. I don't have to see it in someone else's world. And the other thing is we got to be careful with want what somebody else has from the optics, because it can look like we want this beautiful mansion and we go in that house, excuse my language, that motherfucker's more homeless than people who sleep on the street. Because just because you got 4 walls and you have a marble floors and you have a gated home and you have a 10,000 or 20,000 square foot home doesn't mean that thing ain't more homeless than the person who's in a high-rise apartment or a person who's in a single apartment living in downtown LA and they're a student who's poor, okay? That has nothing to do with it. So I'd rather have a little apartment with my husband and baby, we got wealth, than be in a big mansion like a lot of people have done and be homeless in that thing. And I'm sitting here creating this image for my people to admire me, but I'm dying in the inside. When you talk about resources and people, I don't want no friends around me who can see me as a mansion, but let me die as a homeless person internally. I'm good. And nor do I want to be the woman who says, I want what Cam and this woman has. Not knowing that when this woman goes wherever she's going, she's really speaking the real about what y'all got going. But she's not going to tell me because she wants me to keep feeding her trauma, which is that mask and that costume she's wearing, to make people think that relationship is good. I'll pass. I'll take what God has for me, and I will continue to pray for those who I see have a healthy relationship and support them. But I don't want nothing nobody has because it's not mine. And if it ain't yours, y'all, you can't keep it. You can't sustain it. So stop wanting things that ain't yours. Stop wanting things that don't belong to you. That's called despair. Get you some help. Get you some healing, get you a sense of self, and start wanting things that are yours. And then you may not end up with a man who's beating your ass because you thought he was putting her on jets and buying her Birkin bags and taking her to nice restaurants when she was going home getting her ass beat. But you wanted it though, right? Be careful what you ask for. Start asking God, reveal to me what I'm saying I want, so I understand the transparency of it. God, reveal to me what's mine, so I can have that. And I don't end up praying to you to get out of it. I don't rush to the altar just to become a divorcee or a baby mama or a baby daddy. We don't want what nobody else has. We want what's ours, because that is good enough. I caught that pic.
You caught the pic? Just because you talking loud,
I wasn't loud.
Just because your voice is inflected.
I wasn't loud.
Just because you're leaning forward to your camera.
I wasn't loud.
Doesn't mean you just called it.
I'm talking to my people. I'm talking to my people.
All I'm trying to say is you took something completely out of context when I said your resources around you that you said.
Yes. We cleared that up though.
Yeah, but the resources that you have around you of healthy relationships.
They are.
Not that you want that. You said, you took what I said and yeah, I said I want that, but it's not I want what they have.
I don't.
It's more of an admiration for what they have. And it's like, yo, like I admire that about their relationship.
There you go. Now, hold on. That's no, because the latter part.
It just feels like he's looking for a way to discredit her. And what, for somehow or reason, he kept trying to make the point that single people don't have any business giving married people advice about marriage. I guess I don't disagree with that. I'm not a single people, but I'm not a married people either. So there's really not a whole lot of marriage advice I could be offering to somebody. And I feel like people, friends, single, not single, whatever, whatever type of friends you have, whatever type of relationships they're in, if they care about you and you care about them, feel like as a friend, you just try to help each other navigate through life, even if it just means to listen and say, I don't know, friend, if I was you, I would probably do it this way, but that's what I would do. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. That's what friends do. Because at the end of the day, everybody's making their own choices. But, I don't know what his point is. I didn't hear her say anything about single people telling married people. He has this narrative going on in his head that he's not sharing with the rest of the class. And when he decides to share it, he needs to go back and restate what he just said. She doesn't have anybody that she emulates. And for some reason, that triggers him. And I was like, are you triggered? Or are you just using the word triggered? This triggers me when I hear you say that. What? That I'm gonna just stick to what I know. I've taken a whole lot of time in my life to work on myself, and so I'm gonna trust my own judgment. I feel like that's what she said. That's not the answer he wanted. I don't know what the hell single friends got to do with anything, but this is his narrative. He's trying to lead the show. Thank goodness she was there to manage her own journey through. Now, Cam says he, goes to his mother for her wisdom, and she's been married to his father for 39 years, and so this is obviously the positive love relationship that he is, had in his life. He's very much admires his dad, his Pentecostal dad, and I know what that's like. And he out here spreading babies all over Atlanta. I guess they all live in Atlanta. Anyway, he don't seem to be emulating his parents. That's not what he's doing. But he wants this lady to go find somebody to emulate just because her parents, I'm sure there's things in her father that she, admires, and her mama too. If it's not that they at least came over their adversities and now they're in a, healthy place in life. Cam, real love is not about riding off into the sunset with someone. That's easy. Real love is about finding someone that you're willing to go to hell for. And I was like, well, that's interesting, Cam's mom. I don't feel like that's real love. For whatever reason, I feel like we shouldn't be putting each other through hell. That's relationships are hard. Hell is a whole another different thing. Like, is hell like in a relationship? Is this your example of hell when your baby daddy that you have 3 kids for decides he wants to sue you to get a car back that you were only supposed to borrow until you broke up, who allegedly has already moved on with another girl anyway? Is that hell? Y'all in court and things over things like that? That costs money. That's what you over there doing to your kids, mama? When was that? Let me see. What do people say about that? It says Cam Newton has hired a process server to track down his ex-girlfriend, Kia Proctor, regarding a luxury automobile that he claims she refused to return, according to court documents obtained by Radar Online. Ooh, Radar Online be busy. The court documents people. Anyway, the server showed up at the home in Atlanta where a 60-year-old woman answered the door. He told the woman he had a delivery for Kia. The server said the woman called for Kia to come to the door. In his declaration, the server said Kia came to the door and then attempted to avoid service by claiming she wasn't Kia, despite the back and forth. Ciao. I'm not going to keep reading this. They started dating in 2013. They split in 2019. That's a good little bit of time now. 6 years? How many kids she got? 3? Hmm. You want to talk about somebody you willing to go to hell with. You go to hell. I don't want somebody that's gonna put me through that. I don't think that's what real love is. Apparently not, because you real love onto somebody else, and you drop a baby in all of them. You want to talk about positive role models? Then he said, and that's the what did he say? Then he said that's the understanding that you're not a finished product, and I was like, what is he talking about?
That's real love. Because that's understanding that you're not a finished product.
Right.
You're worth finding the best version of you.
Of yourself, yes.
And you running away or not having a person in your life that can assist, help, you go to and say, girl, let me tell you, Tyrone, he doing it again. What do you do like when Tyrone ain't answering his phone and I know he say he at work, but I don't know. I done looked at the other girl Instagram and they in the same blah, blah, blah. You know how
I get what you're saying.
detective women can be. Like, I need, the FBI need to hire more black women because they gonna figure something out.
Right.
The black woman I know, strong, very curious, detective, go gadget information. They gonna figure that out. But you not having that source in the time of need, not when everything's good. We don't need no more invitations to the wedding or to the anniversary or to the party or to this or to that. We need people who gonna help me when I need help in an unconventional or when the situation is not so much straight and narrow.
Right.
That's why it's triggering to me.
So let me hear you correct. It's triggering to you because what you hear me saying, which sounds like we have a little slight disconnect. What you hear me saying is that I don't have a go-to person when Tyrone, which I don't have a Tyrone, thank God, or something is off kilter in my world, that you hear me saying I don't have a go-to person or a resource that can help me process through that.
Correct.
Okay.
Or I can also add to that, you don't have a healthy ecosystem where I give you an example.
No, I got you.
Staying on point is quick. So if I take a relationship serious with an individual, it's going to be hard for that individual to understand or to fight for something if her resources are single women.
I agree.
Are bachelorettes.
I agree.
Are divorcees.
I agree.
Are certain situations. And I'm like,
100%.
So they say birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you're the only good girl out of all these?
And another thing, people give advice from their results. Right. So every day we live on the results of our decisions. And so they're giving you advice on things they have experience in. If it's single, it's experience in being single. If it's married, it's advice from a married woman. So what I'm saying is, yes, I have a strong support system. I have a healthy ecosystem. I have people that I do go to. And the Bible says, do I seek wise counsel? Yes. And I have wise counsel within my world and within my foundation.
So now, you have them now? Or?
Yes, I have them now. Yes, I have that.
But when I just asked you.
No, that's not what you asked me, or how I received it was, is there anyone who I look to that I'd want to be like or admire? I don't have that. That person would be myself. But as far as a support system, not only do I have a therapist, not only do I have a pastor, not only do I have a mother, and I have a circle of wealth, which I call friends and support system, who, male and female, single and married, who, that's why I said, some do have healthy relationships and some don't have healthy relationships. But they're all part of my ecosystem. Again, contrast, the person who doesn't have a healthy relationship is also teaching me things on what not to do and things I may not want to do. Folks like your mom, who are extremely wise, who, are still, I'm guessing from what you said, still with your dad. Right. She has a different perspective that definitely adds to, me processing through my journey, what that looks like. So I have a very equally yoked circle of resources that help me through whatever I'm going through for the clarity. But do I have somebody who I look to that I want to be like? That person is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Let the lady talk. Shoot. Then he pivots. His pivots are very strange. He starts talking about how, black women are detectives, and if Tyrone ain't acting right, and he's over here being inappropriate on Instagram, and I'm like, what were we just talking about? I thought we were talking about having positive relationships with positive influences of relationships. But this is where he swung it over to. Black women should be working for the FBI. I think that's not true. I think all women should be working for the FBI. If that's your analogy, I feel like it's not just Black women. I feel like women in general are out here sometimes having to investigate things because of niggas like you will be requiring some investigation. Did they say that the next baby mama after Kia, I don't know whether she's the first or the second. I don't know. You said there's three. So Kia, didn't they say you found the next one on Instagram? Is that where you went to go get the next baby mama? Mm, okay. You are Tyrone, nigga. And so then he's like, and that just triggers me when you say, rely on yourself to, define what a healthy relationship is. And I was like, I don't feel like you're triggered. What are you triggered about? Nothing about what you're doing emulates who is your healthy influence relationship. I feel like you keep trying to imply that it's your parents, but you don't want to do nothing like what they're doing over there. And your excuse is life be life and child. And ignorance be showing up even when you're not looking for it. Ignorant ass. Then, like, he'll ask her a question. She'll answer the question. Very, very basic, articulates to the point where you should be able to understand if you're listening. But I feel like you're not listening. I feel like you keep trying to be focusing on some type of way to railroad her into, I don't know what road you're trying to send this lady down, but she's clear. She came prepared for you. You ain't even probably a challenge. This was probably just sheer entertainment for her, to be honest. He keeps trying to set the stage, and then she keeps derailing the whole thing. I personally agree with her. I feel like we should not have couples goals. I feel like every couple is different. What works for me ain't gonna work for you. So, y'all gotta ride that shit out. And I'm not willingly going to hell. I feel like we should through these rough times, figure out how to manage our way through it without going to hell. And the next thing you know, we go to hell and you're trying to sue your baby mama for an old ass Bentley. I mean, I'm sure it's a very nice car. I'm just saying. Who says that? You can borrow the car unless we break up. Shut the fuck up. They said this man is worth $75 million. Cut it out. Doesn't she drive your kids around in this car? That's not high functioning. Did she get a new man? Is that what happened? I'm trying to catch up. We over here talking about families and relationships and things. And you keep trying to direct some type of artificial image of what your relationships is. You said none of my baby mothers of my children, can ever refer to themselves as a single mom because that implies that I'm not there, that they're doing it alone. That's not what that implies. It implies that they're single, not married. You came over there, made a baby, and then you left and went on to another household. And you went over there, made some babies, and then you went on to another household and made a baby over there too. That's, what a single mom is. Hell, a lot of people have a village. I feel like he feels like his money somehow makes him, different than other niggas. You're not. You still over here spreading your seed every damn where. Just like the nigga that works at 7-Eleven. His baby mama ain't probably getting the child support check, but he's probably not suing her ass either. So there. I don't know. He was on his feelings. I think he was concerned. Like the whole time, I think because the discussion turned into high functioning versus high value. High value, meaning, you a man with money. High functioning, basically meaning emotionally mature. What is important in relationships because if you learn how to communicate with each other in a way that you're not saying stupid shit and doing stupid shit, you can calm down and come back to, peace at some point. As soon as y'all start tweeting and Instagram live and then TikToking your business, that's when shit gets different. Then you over here like Kiki Palmer. releasing video footage of your man being aggressive, and then, a few months down the line, y'all over here, making family photos for People magazine. I don't know what them photos was about. I'm just saying, that shit is the shit that you try to avoid. Toxicity. I feel like Cam's problem is he's very low functioning, and he knows that. And he wants the world to believe that the fact that he's high value, meaning $75 million worth, of him, um, that balances shit out some type of way. It doesn't. I feel like you beyond low functioning. Hell, you toxic, a lot toxic. I feel like even having this conversation. She said something that resonated with me. She said, the law of attraction, we attract who we are, not who we think we are. That's interesting. It make you look at your partner and go, so then what is it? You know, we're all a little bit delusional, I feel like. Um, when it comes to that, we are. Now she said, uh, low value men either have a wife or a bunch of kids by different women. He was like, hold on now. He did not like that part. And I was like, yeah, it's a whole lot of broke men who know how to treat a woman right. That's why they got somewhere to stay. You know what I'm saying? And then it ain't just lay the pipe. I mean, because that's where he went straight to it. Ain't just that, because after a while, that ain't it. And I also feel like he feels like low value means broke. I didn't get that. Now, if living at your mama's house or sleeping on your homie's couch, you got some work to do before you get in a relationship. I think when you say low value, you talk about the everyday guy versus the $75 million man.
Low value man just means, I'll go street terms, broke.
Yes.
Okay? They're married. Them Negroes are married.
But you can't say that's a subjective thing.
No, that's not.
That's most, because that's not true.
Statistically, when it comes to socioeconomics, Google it, have somebody here on your team pull it up. Socioeconomically, women, Google it, predominantly black women, socioeconomically, are exceeding when it comes to money, street term, bread. Hold on. That means if they marry, they're married to a man who's making less money, no money, or broke money. Hold on. Now, low-valued men are married to somebody, whether she low, high, whatever. He got him a wife. And let me go a little further. And usually if you don't have a wife, he got a whole hell lot of kids by different women.
Watch out now. Watch out, you're speeding.
Yeah, I am.
You're speeding.
I'm poking speed.
We going there. Hold on. Let me take this.
So let me finish this.
Let me take this glove off.
Let me finish this point. So again, low valued men, meaning street term broke, they're married. And they oftentimes, if not more than often, have multiple kids by multiple men.
Okay? Woman, whoa.
No. I'm going somewhere.
He seems to believe like at some point, if you're a quality woman, I'm not sure what he's basing that on, but if you're a quality woman, then if you're dealing with a man that's low value, high functioning, at some point you're just going to get tired of that. And I'm like, if you're a woman that has money and that's not your priority because you're good there, and obviously, now, like I said, your man's not a bum. He just don't make as much money as you do. You still gonna want to do the things that y'all want to do together because you're in a relationship and it's y'all's money together. You know what I'm saying? And if he knows how to treat you right, it ain't worth trading. If you go for the $75 million man, you're probably going to get a version of you. And I mean, I guess if that's what you want, child, if it's a Birkin bag of things, then, that's what you value. But I disagree with what and she disagreed, but he doesn't like to be disagreed with. Because in his mind, he can take with, his high value self, he can take his high value and he can turn a woman into anything he wants her to be. And I'm like, not all women, but seemingly the one that he has now. She's willing to do anything to please this man, whether she likes it or not, even butt stuff.
My love language in sex is like I like for you to tell me what to do. So sometimes it's like, Jazz, sit your ass down somewhere. It's like, oh shit. What I do? Let me sit down, but it's like someone who is a very, you can be emotional and be soft and things like that, but I still need you to have a little sprinkle of that edge.
Do you need an alpha male?
Yes, only. And, and I think men are confused on if they are or not. And if you are confused, you're not one.
What is an alpha man?
I think in my experience of an alpha male, it is somebody who is respected, walks in the room and everybody just kind of like feels their presence.
Some people can interpret submissiveness as like anything goes, like I'll put up with anything.
No way. I mean, like, I think anything goes for sure if you're comfortable with the person. Because I'm doing shit I never did before. I'm just like, I would have never done this, but you know what? I'm comfortable with this person and I feel safe.
Do you have an example?
Anal. You're like, have an example? Yeah, that.
Do you do it for you or do you do it for them?
I do it for him because for me, I'm not at a place where I like it yet. We had one successful time where I was like, okay, my butt cream.
I mean, Cam, you got the right one. If you want to have more kids, because he says he wants more kids, do you want more kids? And he's like, I have all these kids, but you know what's crazy? I want more. And she's like, with the current person that you're with? And he's like, however I get them. He's more afraid of getting a divorce. I don't know what he doesn't want to get married. I forget what he was more afraid of. He was sitting there doing like this. And I was like, when you do this, doesn't necessarily make you seem smart. Especially when you got stupid stuff coming out of your mouth. And you sit across from this smart lady who's wearing your ass out. It's in a very nice, sweet voice. At one point, he's like, just because you're yelling. She's like, I was definitely not yelling. Cam Newton. He probably wanted to give her a baby, but he's mad because she says she ain't being with no man that already has kids. That's her deal breaker. So sorry, bud. She made the connection that blended families are broken families. And I never saw it that way, but I'm like, she's not wrong. Like, because you now have to figure out how to now blend these families together because it didn't turn out, I guess, the way y'all thought it was going to turn out with the previous relationship. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to associate nothing broken with himself. So she made, she said, good people can come out of broken homes and broken people can come out of, a married family, married home. Facts. But it's that word broken that he doesn't want to attach to himself. He is not broken. She said we got to quit giving, what did she say? She said we got to quit giving things different words just to make ourselves feel better. And I was like, that is so true. Because, I mean, you could call it blended. We're going to put a positive spin on it. It doesn't change anything. And I mean, her standards are if you got any kids, she's not going into the relationship. And I mean, that's her standard. I feel like different things happen. People don't necessarily make it. But I mean, if you got 8 kids by 3 baby mamas, I'm not likely to take you seriously. So, yeah, I mean, right off the bat, you would need to have 75 million. I'm gonna put it like that because that's a lot of people to take care of. I don't even feel right. I'm not like expecting you to come in and now lead my household as y'all like to lead your households and things. And you got 8 folks to take care of and 3 of my baby mamas because you got to take care of them too. Not sue them for their car. Ooh. Child. She told this man he had a inflated ego and she had him so twisted up. He was like, let's put a pin in it and play a game. I was like, oh, you want to stop and play a game? The game was kind of stupid. It wasn't giving what he thought it was going to give. But by the time they got to the game, he was so flustered that he couldn't he couldn't redirect this lady around and try to somehow convince her that she doesn't have any idea how relationships work because her ecosystem is broken. And she's like, ain't nothing wrong with my ecosystem. I've got plenty of people that I like, admire. Well, she didn't say admire, that I look to for positivity in their relationships. And he was like, you said you didn't. She was like, I didn't say that. He was like, I asked you if you had any positive relationship goals. And she was like, that I want to emulate. And I said, not that I want to emulate. Well, now you're twisting my words. He did that a lot. Every time she answered the question and it was like, derailing his direction, then he got irritated, saying, now you're twisting things. No, she's not. You said emulate. You didn't say admire. Now you want to change it to admire. Then she would have answered different. Stupid ass. If you ask me a different question, I might have a different answer. You can't think I'm going to read your mind and be like, that ain't what he really meant. What he meant was, child, you ain't even a little bit crafty, Cam Newton. You need them big thighs and that 75 million, child. I was ready to punch you through the TV. He finally asked her directly, do you think I'm high functioning? No, she doesn't. None of us do. Nobody does. You sat up there and said yourself, everybody has an issue with your relationship. No, we don't. Not really. I mean, maybe some people do. Um, I think people think it's stupid to keep on having kids with all these different mothers. And I feel like there's 3 mothers now, lady. So whatever he's doing out there, willing to spread his seed somewhere else, seemingly he is. He did not say he was looking to get his girlfriend pregnant, who's willing to submit to him whatever he wants her to do, even butt stuff. Just saying. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. The lady says she didn't like it yet. And I'm like, yet? Is that how that works? I'm sorry. That's not how that works. Please repeatedly do a thing to me that I neither enjoy nor want to do. But because I enjoy so much serving you, Cam, you better keep that girl. That's all I have to say about that. Is there maybe there's more of them? I'm just saying, Dr. Bryant ain't the tree that you want to be barking up. Now, 50 Cent put her on somehow. She was giving all praises to 50 Cent. And I was like, that's dope. Curtis be putting people on. However, calling him a great man is a bit much. And so she lost me on the whole Curtis is a great man thing. Now he was over there like, instead of listening to what she had to say, he wants to know, is Curtis a high functioning man? He is absolutely not a high functioning man. We already know that. He knows that. He probably doesn't require her to tell him, one way or the other. He doesn't need to hear it. I think Curtis, is big a troll as he is, he's aware. And she's not about to sit up here on your platform and disparage the man's name after she just said he put her on. She's like, if you give him over here on this couch to discuss it, well, then I'll do it. I don't think it would bruise Curtis's little ego if he, to tell him he's low functioning. He knows. Him and his children be out here fussing on the internet stuff. He's one of those types. If you get in a relationship with Curtis, you most certainly will be going to hell because he, much like Cam, will sue your ass over things. I don't even want to say his name no more. Child, go over there, check out the interview because if anything, it's very entertaining. Watch this lady politely. There were so many moments where she was like, don't worry, you're a good dad. It's okay. It's all right. Anyway, like I said, go check it out. It's a key. I'm about to go see what she ever talking about with Nick Cannon. And I'll probably be back to talk about Jennifer Williams a little bit. That shit was interesting. Anyway, y'all, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll be back when we get back. Bye, y'all.